What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. Actually, I'm back with a brand new documentary review. That's right. And I haven't done one of these in a long ass time. I know. But I just watched a documentary called A Glitch in the Matrix, narrated by Paul Good, Eric Davis, and Nick Bostrom. First of all, and I don't usually do first of alls for documentary reviews, but I felt like I had to do this one because I need to explain the format for documentary reviews for those who have never seen one from me. All right, because it's not like my regular format that I do for the other reviews. First, I do the interest, which is pretty much what got me to watch this in the first place. All right. Second, I give you the 3 big facts or the information that I took in from watching the documentary. Then I tend to go in to the lost corner, which is pretty much me just giving suggestions on things they could have thrown in there to, sort of tweak it a little bit or make it just a little better than what it was, if possible. And then last but not least, I give my conclusion, of course, which is the overall thoughts and ideas on what I just watched. Now, also keep in mind, if you see me do a documentary review, know that it's already golden. It's already something good. All right, there's not going to be any rating because this is automatically worth watching. All right, I will not waste my time even doing a review on a documentary that is trash. Okay, that's just that. All right, now let's get to that review. A Glitch in the Matrix. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, and you're probably not aware unless you're a straight on, strong documentary head like myself. A Glitch in the Matrix is pretty much based around the theory that we live in a simulated reality. Okay, that there's something out there, not necessarily of a religious power. Something out there is controlling us, like a video game, or they're controlling our every thoughts, our every move, our every decision. That everybody around us are in fact not real. That they are NPCs. Okay, that'll be at the bottom of the description of the screen to describe what that is. For those who don't know, we're all NPCs to somebody else. Okay. Now, my interest in this. I've always thought about things like this. I'm an overthinker. I think way too much sometimes. Okay. And so there's been moments where I'm into my daily routine or things I do on the regular. And my body will just go into autopilot. I just keep doing this, whatever I'm doing. And my mind will jump out and just start thinking about other things. My body is just tends to keep going without thought, and I wonder sometimes, is something else controlling my body while I'm doing this? What's going on? Am I really even here? Is this really happening? I wonder that a lot. Is this really happening at the moment that something is happening that I can't believe is happening? And it's like maybe this is something else. This is a simulated situation. Okay, so I can completely jump behind some of the things that they talk about in this documentary, which is why I watched it. All right. Now, and also for this, there's going to be 2 big theories and 1 big fact. All right. That's because this whole documentary is centered around theory. So there's going to be some theories. Big theory number 1. There's an author / writer. I don't even think I knew about him. that's responsible for works like Minority Report, Total Recall, Blade Runner. That's right. This guy in 1977 had a conference where he was probably one of the first ones to mention that we might be living in a simulated reality. He brought this up a long time ago, before there was even a thought of the Matrix movie. Okay? This is a long time ago. And the Matrix will be brought up in the documentary a lot. Get ready for that. I think one of the things that made him think like this, he said he went under a surgery. And he claims that this recovered a lost memory. The anesthesia and all that, it recovered a lost memory that he probably would have never thought about ever again if he had not went under that surgery. And he calls it the 2374. I don't know why he calls it that. You know, it didn't really explain in detail why he did call it that, but that's what he calls it. And he's also based 2 books after it. The Man in the High Tower and Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said. What a title. What a title. Yeah, so he has 2 books made after this, man. My thoughts on this, my opinion, this man is a writer, okay? He's an author and a writer. His imagination is explosive. It's all over the place. All right, so he tends to think outside the box a lot, or he tends to overanalyze things, like myself. And so it could be a little bit of that going on. It could be a little bit of that going on here. I totally believe that. I can totally believe it's just his mind working overtime. But you know, big theory number 2. The Mandela Effect is in fact a glitch in reality. All right, this is something I can absolutely get behind or see the logic in, because look, we've all known about the Bearstein Bear situation with the little word, the letter mix up, or the word spelling, whatever. Then we all know about the Sinbad being Kazam first before Shaq. All right, we know about those incidents. All right, where we knew something happened back in the day, but then they come back and they tell us this never happened. So is this the simulation trying to wipe that memory clean, make us forget, and create a new memory for everybody? Because it's a lot of people that can back up that they remember this went a certain way. And then you all of a sudden you want to change it around and make it different for us. That's so strange. How is that even possible? That all these people remembered something a certain. I remember Sinbad doing something of that order, where he was supposed to be in a movie where he's a genie. Okay, I remember that. I really do. But then they try to tell us that it's a lie. Even Sinbad came on there talking about, oh, it's not true, and he made a skit teasing it. Bro, don't antagonize. Don't do that to us. Don't do this to us, Sinbad. We know it happened. Don't play, bro. Okay, I remember that. So yes, I can totally back up that theory. And I think that's a part of the simulated reality, if there is one. If there is one, that's a part of it. Also, I also believe this could be simulated reality related. When we all day think about something, like let's say a Ferrari. I'm thinking about Ferrari and I'm discussing this with my friends all day. All right. Then I get home, flip through my phone, and I see like 5 or 6 thumbnails on my phone about Ferraris. How is that even possible? What were you reading my mind? Was the phone reading my mind? Or is something else in the control room making me see this? Okay, something programming this through my brain into the phone because it knows what I'm thinking. It's somebody watching us. That's a deep one because I'm not the only one that this has happened to, and I've seen this brought up a lot of times. That is the weirdest thing ever, and I can definitely get behind that. I can definitely get behind that theory. Big facts number 3. This one's a doozy. This documentary brings up an incident that happened in 2003 about a guy named Joshua Cook. Joshua Cook was adopted by, 2 people who supposedly were abusing him the whole time. So he had a lot of issues with his adopted parents. Then he had a lot of issues at school because he wasn't exactly one of the cool kids, and he was ignored and made fun of. To the point where he got this little Neo-style trench coat, his little shotgun, and unfortunately, he murdered his adopted parents. Okay. But when in court, he was about to use a defense called the Matrix defense. I never knew this existed. Now, this defense is where whoever is the accused, they can claim that they, in fact, believed they lived in a simulated reality, that the people that they harmed or killed were not real. They were simulations. They were NPCs. Okay? They were NPCs, and, these people never were there. That's the defense. That's an actual defense. And that wasn't the first time that it was thought of being used. I think it was actually used in the DC sniper incident. They actually used that for him. So, I don't know why I've never heard of this until I watched this documentary. It's mind-blowing. I didn't know you could actually use that. It doesn't seem right because what about the people who made the movie? What kind of look is that for them? That's a bad look. That's a bad look. You don't name a defense the Matrix defense. You could have named it something else. That's just my belief. Name it something else, okay? This kind of reminds me of another story they brought up that happened in 2018 where an employee of the Seattle-Tacoma International Airlines stole a plane and flew it all around, just doing loop-de-loops and whatever the hell he wanted to do. And the people in the documentary said he thought he was in a video game. He just thought he was in a video game. I think it's other things. Okay? I think it's other things. I don't think it's that. That's a line where the Matrix defense and those are lines you cross where it's more than just your theory of things. That's some mental situations going on. That's a mental issue going on there. All right. And that's going to lead me. Oh, not yet. That's going to be my conclusion. We'll get to that in a minute. Lost Corner. I think that this movie could have been a little more informative about the dates. It didn't give me a date for the airplane accident or the Matrix case. It didn't give me any dates for that. They could have been a little more informative on some of their information. That's the same word, but that's just my only issue with that. It just, tell us a little more. Break it down to us a little more. I had to look up some of those stories on my own after I watched the documentary. Okay, so that's something you could probably work on. All right, but in conclusion to this whole debacle, they call it. Let me say something. They call it theories for the most part. Some of those things that happen. Theories and of something being a simulated reality and us all not really being here and all this. Now, some of that I can vouch for. As you see, I just did. But a lot of the things that Paul Good and Eric Davis and Nick Bostrom are talking about, it feels like things that, are of a mental issue. Something that's mentally not right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to rag on them or anything. They could be just antisocial. I have a little antisocialism in myself, I believe. But I'm just saying that they really believe these things. And I think it's something they use to cope with their antisocialism. I think it's that. I don't think it's all really, really how they think it is, how they believe it. All right, but that's just my thoughts. Do go watch this documentary. Do pull it up. Purchase it. Get it. I suggest it. Okay? Press that like button. Share. And subscribe to my channel. I'll be back.